Hello Cancer, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you for coming back. If you're new, welcome. This is a general collective reading for you and your person, your significant other, your special someone. I have shuffled and laid out the cards. So I use the 12 houses of the zodiac. So as the cards are appearing in each house, then those are the influences that are coming to bear for you at this time. So overall, the bottom of the deck is Gemini. Gemini, I think. Being the bottom of the deck, it is going to have some influence on your chart this month. It's an overall influence, but I'm picking out that it seems to be, looking at the rest of your chart, it seems to be that for some of you there's the arrival or the surfacing of a significant other. So somebody, an important soulmate relationship coming in. The possibility of that. But if that is not applicable for you, then the Gemini, I think, element is coming in, which is quick thinking, the use of intellect, seizing the moment, spontaneity, being flexible, and going after things, sort of being curious as well about certain situations that are going on in your life. So I feel this is a general feeling of you taking action to suddenly take opportunities, go after things, follow things, using your mind, being quick thinking to seize opportunities. It's all about that. It's a very quick turnaround, lots of curious energy, talking to others, and it's about being spontaneous and also using your humor. So, but this, as I said, could be the advent of somebody important in your life, a soulmate coming in. And this can be reflected in different ways. It can be a love relationship, because this card does represent the lovers in the tarot. So but it's somebody important in your life at this time, which could be coming in for you. But I just feel overall that this is you suddenly going after something or things that you want. Actually finding now the mindset to actually take it on, whatever is coming up for you. This is reflected in your first house. We have fire element, desire. So this is reflecting the same kind of energy. This is passion. It's like a fire has been lit now in you. So you're clearing the landscape for the new. You're burning the past away. So you're absolutely blitzing something. It can be literally a burning of the past away, burning away to absolutely clear the landscape to start anew. So new start or a fresh start, change of direction. There's enthusiasm. There's honesty with this card as well. So put your cards on the table now. Put your cards on the table. Be direct. You may have to get upfront with somebody about certain things as well, but it's really you saying, right, this is me, this is who I am, this is what I want. You may be dealing with your own ego issues, or you may be dealing with other people's ego issues. Just ignore that. As long as you're being honest with yourself, and with your higher self, and with God, whatever God is for you. As long as you're being honest about who you are and what you want, put your cards on the table. You'll be able to make unforgettable changes at this time, truly unforgettable changes. You're going to have new perspective. There's courage coming in for you as well. So courage and daring to do what it is you need to do. So it's almost like you may have been in a lull, or you may have been in a situation which you were transforming from one place to another, and now comes the energy with which to do it. The first house is all about the self, your physical body, your vitality, your outward self, what you're projecting to others, how you're making your way in the world, your personal independence, how people perceive you. So it's your characteristics, your personality, everything to do with the self, your self-oriented interests as well. So what you're projecting to others, what they're picking up, what they're seeing. This is a no-nonsense card. This is put the cards on the table, move forward. As I said, it could also be passion to do with interests of yourself or that you're currently busy with, or it could be passion for another, which is now starting to surface. Then in the second house, we have your destiny. The second house is the house of your income, the money that's coming in for you. how you earn it, where the sources that it's coming into you from, and so on. It's also the house of self-worth. And the house of your value systems. So this is what you value in yourself, what you value in others, and just value of your world around you. So your possessions, what you own, your ownership. This house can also extend to property, land, real estate, anything like that. Whether that's a career for you, or whether it's something that you're busy with right now. Perhaps you want to purchase something, or you're in the process of purchasing something. Or you're just involved somehow with real estate. So with your destiny coming in, it is a destiny card. So through whatever difficulties or stresses you're being faced with at this time in this house, always remember that trust that everything will work out. Trust that the path you are on will eventually clear. Because with this card coming in, it's almost like whatever you try to do to avoid a certain path, you end up on that path anyway. That is the yod. So it's also about finding purpose in what is going on, finding purpose in what is going on, what is unfolding for you at this time in this house. So you're finding purpose in there. Somehow you're being pointed in a certain direction, and you've just simply got to find your own way through that. So this is very much of finding your own way, your own truth. You may feel alone at this time or out of step with others, but this is appropriate because then it forces you to go inward. Your inner GPS knows what to do, so always consult your inner self. So you may be just weathering through difficulties, and you may just be not seeing a clear path right now about what it is you need to do. But just get on with things. Follow your own path and your own viewpoint. Just keep steadily on. You may be working on your own or in privacy, or just doing things on your own at this time. So there may be stress around you. There could be a bit of upheaval or just changes going on. But it's all about being adaptable and trusting that all things will work out as they're meant to, according to your destiny. Then in the third house, we have Saturn return age. So the third house is the house of communication, all forms, written, verbal, body language. It also rules any kind of online activity or communication or expression amongst others that are in your environment currently, but it can also be to a wider audience, to a bigger audience. And it can also be to specific people, which is family members, so relatives, aunts, uncles, cousins, siblings, and even neighbors, if that's appropriate for you at this time. So this house also rules documents and contracts of all kinds. So with Saturn return age coming in, this is Saturn has gone right the way around the zodiac. It takes 29 years to do that. Okay, so at the age of 29, and then later on around between 56 and 58, you have another return. But the energy of this card, that's what it's bringing in. The energy of this card is looking at things with hindsight. So looking back and applying the wisdom and the lessons that you learned from that and what you got out of that, and applying it to your current situation. So it could also be that, there's the look of it of what you sow is what you reap. So what you have sown before is what you're reaping now. So whether that's good or perceived as bad for you, however you want to apply it, but it's basically applying hindsight and wisdom. So you may feel, for some of the older people, it may feel like time is running out. Have you done what you were meant or what you were supposed to do? There's reflection on the past here. But you mustn't live there, all right? So you can look at it, you can assess it, you can analyze it and apply the lessons, but you need to ultimately release that energy and redirect it now into what you are, where you are currently, and what you want to do. Because this is very much a goal-oriented card, and it's sitting in your third house, which is all about how you're expressing yourself and how you're actually harnessing these opportunities. As I say, contracts and documents may be coming, and then you may be signing something, or you're wanting to sign something, but It really is about building a foundation for yourself, a firm foundation. So if you built on something which wasn't firm, or it was a bit shaky, it will probably fall away, or it will be wobbly, and Saturn won't stand for that. You must have strong foundations with Saturn around. So whatever it is, if you have to rebuild, then that is what you must do. But apply your wisdom now to rebuild what it is that needs to be built, so that it's strong, super strong, to take you forward in whatever avenue the third house has for you. So it's very much a reflection on the past, but it's also now applying those lessons to express your authentic self. You must express your authentic self at this time. Say what you need to say to build a solid platform. Put systems and structure in place. It's mastery of your goals, making up for lost time, and so on. So whatever has stood the test of time will serve you very, very well now. You will start to reap the benefits of that. And whatever hasn't, you will have to rebuild right now. In the fourth house, we have Capricorn IUs. Fourth house is following on from Saturn energy, actually, because Saturn rules Capricorn. So fourth house is the house of home and family, house and family as well. So it's your physical home, your actual structure, but it can also be, what you would consider home to you, where you reside currently, or where your heart is. But it's also very much about the people in your home and the atmosphere in your home. And it's also your relationship with your family, your roots, your foundation, your ancestry, your ethnic identity, all of that whole relationship falls under the fourth house. So now with Capricorn IUs, I feel what it is, you need to make your home work for you in some way. It's almost like it's an asset that you haven't really, you're not using fully. So however that plays out for you, whether it's the physical asset or it's the actual home, perhaps you have space at home to start a business, because Capricorn is all about that. Or perhaps there's something in the home which you can better utilize to support yourself. It could even be that you have spare rooms and now you can rent those out to give yourself extra income, however it is for you. But make your home work for you. This is what Capricorn is all about. How do you use your resources now at this time to put you where you need to be? This is a slow moving energy. It's not fast. It's the same as your third house energy. This is not a quick fix situation. This is going to unfold slowly. It's going to take a little bit of time. It's going to take thought. It's going to take effort. It's going to take determination as well. That's Capricorn. So you may need to improve your home, or build, or renovate, or you need to use it as an asset or for a business. What is your goal here? What is your goal with your home? There's no quick fix. It's a steady process, but there will be success after toil and hard work. You may need to sacrifice a few things as well, but bring in your determination, move forward, not backwards with this card. So assess your home life. It may even, as I said, apply to your family relationship, with your roots, your foundation. Is there a way that your ancestry or your ethnic identity or your relationship with your family, how can you harness that power? Because there is a lot of power in that. There's a lot of power in your ancestry, and there's a lot of power in your roots and your foundation. How can you harness that at this time to assist you now? There's some kind of a determination or ambition around this card to move yourself forward, and it's about being resourceful. So see how this plays out for you in this fourth house. In the fifth house, we have Chiron healing. So the fifth house is the house of recreational activities. So this can be pleasurable activities. So this can be to do with a love affair. It's also pleasurable activities, and as in any kind of fun, outgoing, happy activity which you enjoy. It could be a sport even. Just something which is brings about a lot of well-being and happiness in for you. Just something you really, really enjoy. It can be a handcraft even. So recreational activities of all kinds. It can also be speculative activities. So this is gambling within reason, but also there's perhaps you're interested in the stock exchange or the stock market and you like to dabble there. It's an activity, but it rules risk-taking, this house. It's also the house of creativity, your creativity. It's not necessarily artistic. This can be just how you use your creativity in your everyday life. It's also possibly, if you use it as a home business, how you're using that. It's also about children. This is the house of children. So whether they're your children or other people's children in your life right now, but it's your relationship with them and everything to do with them. So a lot of what is coming up in your fifth house may very well relate to them or your interaction with them at this time. So with Chiron healing coming in, it's saying that some sort of past experience or issue, or it could have even been an emotional upset or wounding, may be repeating right now. So the reason it's repeating is because whatever brought it about hasn't been dealt with or hasn't been acknowledged properly. So whatever it is, whatever the situation or circumstance or wounding or whatever went down, or it could even be a physical wounding, if you're playing sport and you've had something now reoccurring. If it's a physical wounding, you need to look at what was going on at the time that the first wound occurred. What was going on in your life at that time, and address that emotional situation, because overall Chiron is very much about the emotional healing, which then affects your physical healing. Okay, so some sort of past experience may be repeating again, and the only way to deal with that is actually to look very honestly at how that experience has affected your life. What was the purpose of it? So you may be perceiving it as a really terrible experience, but it had a purpose. It had a function. So what was the purpose? What was the function? What went down? And you must accept it as having a place in your life. As soon as you accept it and bring it into the light, because you cannot bury these things forever. If you keep burying it, then it will keep coming up. So bring it into the light, acknowledge that it has a purpose in your life, that it had a function, and then just accept it. Forgive the circumstances, forgive what went down, just accept it, and see the transformation taking place, because this is very much about transformation. So coming out of the swamps of a difficult situation or experience, coming out of that, rising like a lily, like a water lily from the muck, from the dark, rising up. And you can do that if you acknowledge the experience, invite it into your life, accept the experience, whatever went down, acknowledge that it happened, see the function it had in your life, accept that function, bring it into the light, forgive it, accept it, and then release it, and it will go away. And it should not reoccur if you've done a thorough job, right? So it could be in any one of the fifth house areas. So that's children, creativity, love affair, recreational activities of all kinds, or any kind of risk-taking activity. So anything to do with that may be coming up at this time. But it really is also, this card is also about natural therapies, treatments, remedies. You may be wanting to do that in conjunction with this emotional or physical wound. You may be needing to do that at this time, to explore, to learn, to understand, to experience that, because there's something in that that will assist you at this time. So it could also be medicinal. You may be needing medicinal help. There could be an unexpected medical visit or accident, either with your children or with yourself, or in some way in the fifth house, which causes you then to go to seek treatment of some kind. This card is also about learning and teaching, and publishing. So you could also be learning about natural remedies and therapies like chiropractic, homeopathy, or natural home remedies in naturopathy. Anything like that falls under this card. So you could be learning and understanding that, and therefore explaining to others how this works in your life. Or you could be publishing something about it, or you're starting a home business. Something like that could be coming in for you. Or you could be applying what you've learned to a situation in your life, or just seeking treatment or therapy in some way. But it is very much a coming out of the dark, rising out of the difficulties, finding resolution for things. But you can only find that resolution if you face the function that it's had in your life and all the circumstances around that, and take it on board and accept it. Then you can release it. Then in the sixth house, we have Scorpio I transform. So this is your sixth house is your house of work, workplace, work colleagues, what you're doing, your work routines, mastery of your craft. It's also the house of health and diet, lifestyle, and also the house of pets. So with Scorpio I transform coming in, it literally is doing that for you. But you're facing a testing time in this house at this moment. in whichever field of the 6th house is appropriate for you. It could be work, and it could be home and house and diet, health and diet, or lifestyle. They could be very much mixed at this time. But there could be difficulties or turmoil going on at this time. You're feeling pressured. Things could be coming to the surface to be dealt with, because that is Scorpio. It's ruled by Pluto, which rules the underground. So things, situations, issues, just circumstances may be rising up now. They were there before, but now they're coming out to be dealt with. You could be surrounded by intrigues, secrets, or suspicion going on. But really what this card is all about is, what do you really want? You need to really do a lot of deep self-analysis at this time to dig out, because it's underground, right? So you need to dig it out, what it is you really want. What it is you really want with regards to your work, and also with regards to your health and your diet, your lifestyle. It really is a transformation across the board, but you have to listen. You have to really tune into yourself, your deep self, to listen to what it is that needs to be done at this time. So you've got an opportunity to transform whatever this desire is and bring it into form. So the old makes way for the new in some way in this house. There could be renewal or a regeneration of something, or it could be renewal or regeneration of your health. Perhaps you are bringing the 5th house natural remedies or something to do with that into your life now, and you're now going to be getting resolution from a health and diet or a lifestyle point of view. So it's resolution. There could be regeneration of health there, or just regeneration of circumstances. This card can bring in success after hard work. So after a period of toiling away, you see the success. This card is also about being resourceful, which came up before as well. Being resourceful, your finances may be coming in, or the finances of your workplace may be important at this time as well in some way. So with regards to health and diet and overall lifestyle, I feel there's regeneration there. You may be visiting a therapist of some kind for whatever assistance, whether it's physical like chiropractic or homeopathy, which deals with all levels. It deals with the whole body, internal and external. Or it could be some other natural therapy that you want to go and do just to assist yourself at this time. But all of that is well indicated right now. Then in the 7th house, we have Jupiter return benefits. So I feel, as I said, this is somebody significant coming back into your life, a soulmate. It could be an old lover, or it could be a soulmate that you have a very strong connection with, is coming back to you in some way, shape or form. It could also be something, as I said, it could be someone, but it could also be something from the past, which could be up to about 12 years ago. So in that period, something that you wanted to do just didn't come to pass, or perhaps a relationship with someone didn't come to pass, or you had to part company in some way with someone or something. It just didn't materialize as it should have. It could even have just been a really good idea, and so on, because the 7th house rules personal one-on-one relationships. So this will be a love, a deep, committed love relationship, but it can also be a business partnership of some kind. So something to do with that coming in. This house also rules the lower courts and the legal issues as well. But it very, very much rules relationships of all kinds. But these are close personal relationships. So, something from the past may come back to bring benefits for you now. So you're going to be reaping some sort of benefit, or it comes back and it bears fruit for you. But it's a beautiful card to be having in your 7th house. It also indicates a gift or an opportunity. It also brings in happiness, joy, gratitude, generosity and abundance. So whether this person is bringing in abundance for you, or it could be the renewal of an existing relationship that you currently have. So this is a relationship that you may have already had over this period, and it's experiencing a regeneration, a renewal, or some kind of abundance. So abundance it's not necessarily money. This can be friends, family, love, time. The gifts of abundance are many. It can also be faith. You may just have a renewal of faith or strength in your relationship at this time. It can also be rescue. So you may have been through a very difficult time and may have parted ways with somebody, and now this situation is being rescued from the depths, or it could just be in an existing relationship, okay? But it is a green light. It says pursue what you want, you know, with passion. Pursue, go after your goals in this house. But you need to be quick about it, because the return is not a long-lasting element. It comes in, you must follow any opportunity or any kind of benefit that comes to you, or some kind of form of expansion. Follow it up, see it right through, finish what you start. Because that is what the Jupiter benefits come in. They last for a while and then they move off again. So you've got to move quickly. And I feel that is why you had Gemini, I think. This is spontaneity, moving quickly, being quick-witted, thinking quickly, you know, using your mental faculties to go after what you want. And then you had the fire element in your first house, which is also the same thing. The passion, going after what you want. It's being reflected here again. So this is something coming back to you, or a renewal or regeneration of something like that, which is requiring quick action. Then in the 8th house, we have earth element stability. So your 8th house is your house. It does carry on from the 7th. This is the deeper committed partnerships where you're merging now. So you've made the commitment. You're now with this person, but you're now merging your emotional and your material resources. So this can be a love partnership. It can also be a business partnership. So you're actually joining together. And all the aspects of that, everything to do with that, which has a financial as well as an emotional and material merging. There's kind of issues to be dealt with that. It's also the house of sexuality in all its forms. It's also the house of finance. This is big finance. So this is investments, insurances, taxes, banking, accounting, assets. It's also inheritance and legacies. It's also the house of old things falling away and making way for new things. So endings and beginnings. It's also the house of renewal and regeneration. This is the normal house of Scorpio and Pluto. So there's an element of growth there as well, which ties in very nicely with the earth element stability, because this is a very stable and positive influence to be having in this house. So it's about standing strong at this time. If you're facing anything, stand strong, build a very strong foundation. This is a building card. This is a planting card. So it's almost tilling the soil and building a solid foundation, solid bricks. Okay. So it's also about home comforts, sensuality and nurturing. So you may be doing that for yourself, or you may be doing that within a relationship at this time. And it's all the aspects around that, all the home comforts, the sensuality, the nurturing, and even the deep sexuality comes into this. You're busy nurturing, you're busy growing something in this house. And it's about planting, it's about growing things. During this process, just avoid stubborn, fixed old mindsets, things from the past which you have applied previously, which may have worked for you then, but they're not going to work for you now. This card is requiring you to action something, to actually move forward with something, make changes, try new things, all right? You cannot stay fixed in an old way of doing things or with stubborn ideas that you've outgrown now, all right? So this is a new approach that you're taking. So try new things and take action in that, move forward in that. You could be meeting, and as soon as you do that, you're going to start meeting new people. These are good contacts. These are people that are going to be influential and helpful in your life in some way. You need to be practical at this time, which is the earth element. You could be starting a business. Materialism does come in with this card as well. So be careful that you're not weighing yourself down with excess weight, because there are elements of this chart where you're moving forward in things. You're now letting go of the past and you want to jump. You want to move forward with things, and you don't want to be weighed down with lots of material, heavy things which may prevent you from taking those new steps, moving forward, taking that action to try new things. You don't want to weigh yourself down too heavily with that, okay? So just do things in balance. Yes, there is materialism, but weigh it up and see how it fits in with your life, and is it going to help you moving forward now? This is also a card of patience, especially when it comes to monetary things and merging, when you're merging with another in some way. It takes patience, it takes practicality, but take all the elements I've mentioned and build this strong foundation for yourself. In the ninth house, we have Libra I balance. Yet another partnership issue coming in here. So the ninth house is everything to do with adventure, exploration, travel, international travel, exploring, everything foreign, whether it's a foreign culture or mixing with foreign people. If you're not actually traveling, you may be mixing with foreign people. Anything foreign. It could be foreign import and export, something like that, some kind of business. It's also the house of finding meaning. So whether this is through religion or philosophy or belief systems, it rules all of that, this house. It also rules higher education. So this is university level education, and it can also be adult education. So you may be contemplating a course of study at this time. And something you perhaps want to do, but you're going to get the drive to do it because it's in your chart. It's coming up now. This is something that you need to do. This is something that you're being driven to do, something perhaps you should have done or wanted always to do, and now you get your opportunity to do it. It's also the house of teaching. So finding purpose. So there's teaching involved in this, there's publishing, there's promotional work. Perhaps this is something that you want to do or would like to do. It's also this house also rules the law and the higher courts. So whether you're involved in legal issues at this time, perhaps you're starting a business, or you're waiting for some sort of legal outcome, or it could be that you're studying the law. This house also rules relationships to in-laws in some way. So perhaps there's something going on there. Perhaps you're rekindling something, or you're experiencing some kind of regeneration there. But with Libra I balance, this is very much a partnership card. So this is the card of romance, love, marriage, commitment, partnership, merging, mutual support. All of those beautiful aspects which come in when you link up with another. So it's falling in the ninth house. So this could be that you want to travel and you want to take somebody with you, or perhaps you have a partner now and you want to travel together, or it could be a friendship, or it could be somebody that you're close to that you would like to travel with, or it could be you linking up with another in some way in this house. Perhaps you want to study something together, or perhaps you want to start a business together. There's something to do with this, but it's linking up with another. So this partnership very strongly indicated. You could be traveling to a wedding at this time, or there's some kind of legal issue around a wedding or engagement or merging of your resources in some way. But in all things, it's always about I balance. So that's very much Libra. This is balancing your needs with their needs. So whatever undertaking you're doing in this house, you must make sure that you are not letting go of your needs in favor of another. You need to be equal in that, okay? This is a card of negotiation and mediation as well, however that plays out for you in this house. It's also that you could be sitting on the fence about something. There's a decision that you need to make, and best you make it now. This is what it's telling you to do, because if you leave it long enough, then the universe will step in and make it for you, and you may not be happy with that. So rather initiate, make the decision yourself. This card also brings in, as I said, it's kind of, it has a strong legal aspect to it. So you could be busy with negotiation or mediation in some way, but it could also be something to do with following the rules. Or if you're waiting for an outcome, there's fairness involved in that as well. So fairness and following the rules is going to be important in this decision or this legal issue. Also with this card, the arts, everything to do with the arts, anything to do with that, whether it's ballet, artistic endeavors, music, concerts, any kind of creative activity, anything to do with that is very well indicated with this card. It comes in because Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus rules the arts. So something you could be experiencing that in some way, or perhaps if you're traveling with another or you're enjoying that, then the arts may come in. Maybe you're enjoying visiting art galleries and all kinds of cultural pursuits and so on. So see how this plays out for you, but it's a lovely placement for this card. Also kind of following on from that, if you are involved in a business or you've got an idea or some creative aspect that you would like to follow up on, the 10th house is your house of career. It's the house of your fame, reputation, and your public status, who you are in the world. It's also the house of authority figures in your life. So whether this is somebody in your life, like a family member, or it could be somebody in your workplace or in your career, or it could just be somebody famous that you admire. All right. So, but it's also about gaining authority in some way. So with part of fortune increase, this card is very nice, a very nice placement for this in this house, because it symbolizes increase of some kind. So whatever's going on for you in the 10th house, there's an improvement. You're moving ahead. You're resolving issues and conflicts, if there are any. You're just going to overcome them. But this card, more importantly, is all about a karmic trigger of some kind. It's a destiny card. It's a fate card. So there could be a karmic trigger of some kind. So either somebody or something or some sort of karmic situation comes to the fore, and it triggers you in a new direction, or triggers you to discover perhaps you have a hidden talent or a hidden ability, or it's something that you perhaps knew about. You knew you had this interest or this ability or this talent, but you've never really harnessed it. You've never focused on it for whatever. Maybe you just were never able to do. Perhaps you had other family commitments or other situations going on in your life, or you just never had the courage to follow it. And that's why I'm saying in your chart this month, this courage is coming to you now. This theme keeps repeating over and over. You're either going back into a relationship which you had before, or has elements of the past attached to it, and you're now going to put to bed a whole lot of issues around this. Or it could be a business, or it could be some kind of stirring of your courage and your daring and your ability to move forward now into something that you really and truly want. This is your heart's desire. So this is going to help you with that. So it really is discovering hidden talents and abilities. There's also learning around that. So whatever comes out, whatever you discover about yourself, or whatever suddenly comes to the fore, you need to learn about it a bit more. You need to hone it, whatever that skill is. You need to actually monetize it, even possibly. So you need to take ownership of it. This is really a pot of gold card. So this is something that you have possibly overlooked. So what have you overlooked in your life? What skill or ability or something in your life, what have you overlooked in the past that you never really followed up on? This is encouraging you to go for it now. There's possibilities of finding wealth with this card. There's rewards, there's recognition or appreciation of some kind. So it's good luck, good fortune. Everything to do with public relations and promotional work is highly indicated with this as well. So possibly you're moving into that field, or you want to move into that field. But it's all about moving forward and improving your situation quite dramatically. Then in the 11th house, we have Sagittarius IC. It does kind of follow on from everything we've been saying, because this is the house of friendships, but it's also the house of your contacts and your networks, and harnessing that. It's the house of all kinds of group activities. So whether this is a society or an association or a club even, some kind of group activity. It's also the house of global consciousness, trends. So if you're, navigating those trends. It's also the house of your personal ideals, your hopes and your wishes and your visions for the future for yourself. And it's your personal hobbies and interests, okay? And the pushing forward of that. And therefore the contacts and the networks comes in, and so on, or possibly group activities. So it's all about that. It's finding your place in groups as well. And it's also about social reform and causes. So you may be interested in something like that, and that's coming to the fore now. So with Sagittarius, I see very visioning. This is a vision card. This is about seeing the bigger picture. It's a very grand card. Sagittarius, I see, it's outgoing, it's social, it's outdoorsy. There's fun, there's creativity, there's learning and study with this. Foreign things, foreign culture, travel, expansion, freedom from routine, which is going to be hugely important for you at this time. So if you've got friendships and you want to do different things with your friends, go out and try different things. or try different things, with your contacts and your networks, perhaps, or even if you're in a group activity of some kind, or you want to join a group. This is about getting out there now, putting yourself out there, because I feel that you haven't been. I feel that you've been somewhere which has outlived its purpose now. You've moved past that. You've got the opportunity to really push yourself forward in all ways, to take part in a much bigger stage for yourself. I think you've been playing small. You need to really push yourself forward now. And this is all about that. This is social. This is really making contacts, talking to others, having fun, expansion in all forms, being honest with yourself and also with others. In a way, there's ways of being honest with others that's not hurtful. You can be honest about what you want, and put your cards on the table, which came in your first house. But it's also about what your greatest vision for yourself and where you want to be, what you want. But adventure, travel, exploration, all of these things is coming in for you with this card. Then in the 12th house, we have water element sensing. So this is a quieter card coming in for you because it's in the quieter house. This is your 12th house. Your 12th house is your house of your unconscious. So your motivations, your drives, what's going on under the surface. And it's all about that. It's the house of reflection. It's the house of retreat and withdrawal. If you need to go on a retreat to help yourself in some way, perhaps it's a natural therapy or a natural healing, or you just feel you need to go on a yoga retreat or whatever it is that you like to do, then it's a good time to do it. Very, very good time to do it. In between everything else you're trying to do. So this will help you to balance your emotions, because you just do need to possibly retreat periodically in between to recenter yourself. So the 12th house is all about that. It's also the house of your spiritual life, your spiritualism, meditation, mysticism, and healing, finding healing and giving healing to others. It's also the house of escapism. So this may just be great to escape periodically, to get out of things. But if you do it too much, then it becomes addictive. And that can lead you to drugs and so on. So any kind of addictive behavior also falls under the 12th house. It's the house of service to others. So service to others in some way. It could be a profession for you, or you may be something that you want to do or you enjoy doing. It's the house of karmic lessons. So it's also it's the house of what your experiences in institutions of all kinds. So whether this is a hospital or a library or a university or a government institution or banking institution, all kinds of experiences there, whatever you experience while you're there. Water element sensing, this is a pause in between action. So when this comes upon you, it's take time out for yourself, me time. There's nurturing and balancing, which is required. This is a time to rest and dream and plan. So make sure you do this for yourself in between. So tap into your imagination, write, paint, play, create. Let matters flow around you right now. Just flow over any obstacles. Let things happen around you. If there are stormy conditions going on around you, just allow the dramas to solve themselves without interference, okay? Make sure your boundaries are in place. Don't be taken advantage of during these quiet phases. So make sure your boundaries are strong. Don't be taken advantage of while you are quiet. Or, because otherwise they'll take it as permission, and that's not necessarily the case, okay? You could be having a little bit of low energy simply because you're doing a lot of inner processing. And that is, I feel, to become this other person, to push yourself forward. There's a lot of inner processing to let the past go and to move forward. And it just takes a bit of time and a bit of effort and a bit of deep reflection, which is what this card is all about, in order to flow forward. Okay, Cancer. And remember, this is a process, so whatever comes up for you here, you need to be working on it on a steady basis and take time out when you need it. So have a wonderful month. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. And take care, and I will see you.